Howdy folks, my name's Christian and welcome to Bullish on Farming. Today just hanging out with our gilts, dropped off some market produce. For those of you who haven't seen our previous videos, we supplement our pig's feed with our market produce that doesn't sell that week or just would be going to compost. We have a pretty established market garden, about 2 acres here, and tons of good stuff to feed our pigs. And I've noted it before, but I think it's reduced our feed costs by about 20%. Of course, we still feed these girls grain. That's how they're getting chubby. But we have our paddock rotation system, so these pigs are foraging all the time. But adding this market produce is a nice nutritional benefit and a plus that most growers don't have access to, either from their neighbors or producing themselves on a farm. So if you do, I highly suggest that you start including that in your pig's feed. We're all about keeping the animals on the land, so any way that we can sustainably feed our pigs from our land is exciting and something we want to be including in our program. This is how the pigs are getting chubby. We got our fermented scratch grain in there with a hog grower mix, and it's been going well. 8 gilts. They're all going to be between, what is it? Let's see. I think 5 months would be the youngest. Sorry, 4.5 months would be the youngest in here. And our oldest would be around 5.5 months. And the 3 older girls, they're at the top of the pecking order, so naturally they just keep pulling away in weight, at least it seems. And she would be one of those girls. She's a straight Berkshire. And we got 3 of those of the older ones. This girl. Yeah, what do you want? You want scratches, I know. This is another straight Berkshire girl here. She's filling out nicely. You can see she's nice and thick. Not quite at finishing weight yet. But we have noticed that our pure Berkshire pigs are filling in a bit better than our Tamworth Berkshire cross. And that's one of them right there. Now that's in my opinion. I've heard the Tamworth are usually a leaner pig. And I've worked with Tamworth before. So we're gonna have to see when they get to finishing weight, but just from observing these pigs, spending time with them every single day and watching them grow, I do lean towards the straight Berkshire for the program that we got going on, and I think that's what we're gonna lean towards next year. These girls are more than friendly now. Yeah, I remember this one, couldn't get close to it. Now I can't get away from it. She's pretty excited. I just brought this market produce out, so they might think I have some more for them. But as you can see, these girls eat well. We got our lettuces there. We got carrots here. And I'm not very involved in the market garden. I just bring over the stuff over here. I work with the livestock, so I couldn't tell you too much about what we're growing. But I bring out Swiss chard, lettuces, carrots, and pick out a few things that the pigs don't like, that being onions. I keep the hot peppers out of there, but the squashes, the cucumbers, zucchini, all that, they love it. And it's pretty funny to watch the pig go to town on a squash once it actually breaks through it and starts going to town on it. But things are going well. We are in our second paddock of our second lap. We got 6 paddocks in here, and when I moved them in here, it wasn't much to brag about. The pigs have been in here for about a week, so all the green cover's gone. You can see I've put out some hay here as well, allowing the pigs to spread it, and they do eat hay, so that's part of their feed program too. Giving these animals a diverse diet is very enjoyable, because that's how these pigs would be eating in the wild. They'd be foraging and eating the diversity available to them, whether it be in the forest or on a pasture. And Well, most hog growers just fatten up their pigs on grain, corn, mostly. But that's obviously a certain way of raising the animal, and it's going to get them fat. But is it giving them the best nutritional, well-rounded diet and highest quality of life with regards to their feed? Geez, this girl just will not leave me alone. What's up, my girl? She's always been a squealer. Always. She's the baby of the group. She's at the bottom of the pecking order. But we're at the end of August. Tomorrow will be September 1st. And we had 60 days of no rain. And then we got quite a bit of rain over the past few days. So the ground is mended together. The cracks have sealed up, so it seems. And that drought was definitely holding us back from growing in our paddocks here. Let's take a look at the next paddock. You know, a big problem in here as well is that we got a lot of tree cover, so not a lot of sunlight getting to the ground level. And that would definitely help grow out some stuff. And I knew that going into this year, but I just wanted to see what type of work the pigs would do on the trees. And if I had time, just come behind them and take down some trees and clear as we go. But it looks like that's gonna be more so a fall project, maybe even some in the spring next year. But this is what they will be moving into in another week's time. And you can see there's a sunspot here that's grown in nicely. It's the weeds. But it don't matter because the pigs will eat it and churn it back into the soil and feed the soil. And that's why we're moving the pigs here to, just got a nice quick zappy on the fence. These pigs are extremely trained to wire, but every now and then, of course, when they root close to the wire, they get a nice reminder. And that's the beauty of keeping your fences hot. So we're moving the pigs in here to restore the soil and obviously offer the pigs the better quality of life. And even though there's not much green in here, the green that is in here, we can offer them as feed. And there's plenty of soil here to root, so they can always forage for the grubs, roots, and bulbs underneath. On our first lap, these paddocks are full of green due to the spring flush. And this is also the first year that we've worked the pigs in here, so we're still at the beginning of our regenerative journey in this forest. So plenty of work to go, trees to be cut out, get more solar energy to the ground floor, introduce more grasses at our ground level in our forest, and restore the soil health down here while offering the pigs a place to live. And all of that packaged together is the formula for fertility, baby. Everything that we do with our animals, although we're raising them for meat, we are using them in a purposeful way to restore the fertility on our farm. We never want to lose the opportunity or miss an opportunity to regenerate our farm and restore fertility. Every time you have animals on your land, you have an opportunity to regenerate and restore or maintain your soil health. And when you start thinking that way, you're always doing good work to your land while doing good work with your animals, or at least you're heading in that direction. And so although there's not a lot of green cover in their paddocks anymore, granted, as you get to some of our other paddocks that do have more sunspots, okay, they're not all fully saturated with trees. I'd say 2 out of the 6 are good. The other 4 need a lot of work. That's why we're starting to feed hay now. So when these were full with green, you know, we could have been supplementing with hay, but why, if they're foraging and eating the green, there may be some nutritional benefit to eating the hay, but we just save it for times like these where there's more soil exposure, bare soil, than you would like, and you can feed them that hay, which is just integrating carbon back into your soil and combine that with the manure, and you got a magic formula for fertility right there. And so, you know, it's not as exciting when the pigs aren't moving in a lush green paddock that's up to your knees or elbows, which is what it's like on our first lap here after spring flush. But you work with what you got, and you have the image in your head of where you're heading with regards to your farm. We got some exciting, you know, outlook for this farm, and there's a lot of potential. So every day is a joy to do work with these animals in the land, and every day we're moving towards making this place more beautiful, more fertile, and a more amazing place for our animals to be, really. And that's what makes it such an enjoyable place to be and work and do what you love. So I think I'm gonna be wrapping this one up here, folks. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you on the next one.